guys, it is me, Miss Deandra again. So I mentioned in the previous video that in this video I was going to be focusing on how to make different little Christmas ornaments for your tree at home. So I'm going to be decorating the one that is behind me right here. It's really small, but there's nothing on it, and I wanted to add something to it because it's kind of plain. So I'm going to show you how to make two different Christmas ornaments that you can use as decoration for your tree or even around your home, whatever you want. It's yours to keep. So the second one that I'm gonna make is a little bit harder. It does take some time to dry as well. So if you do that today, it may take up until like maybe Christmas Eve or maybe even Christmas to dry because we are going to be using paint. But this first one is a bit more easier, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. For the first one, you're just going to need some pipe cleaners and a scissor. So you're going to need 3 pipe cleaners. You could use whatever colors you have at home, but I am going to be using white, red, and green just for Christmas because these are Christmas colors. So we are going to be making a candy cane ornament for a tree with these. So what you want to do right now is you're going to take your 3 pipe cleaners. You want to straighten them out a little bit because they've been bent around, so they are kind of not as straight as they were originally in the package. So I'm going to try and straighten them to the best of my ability first. And then I'm going to put all 3 of them together like so. And I'm going to start at the top, twisting them so that they stick together. Like so, like that. So that's how it should look. So you want to twist. And just twist it enough at the bottom so that it doesn't come undone. So twist it a couple times. You can even tie it if you want to, but I'm just going to twist so that it stays, so that way when you let go, they're still together. So just like I did the twisting right there, I'm going to continue to twist it around towards the top, but I'm going to spread them out a little bit more so that you can see each color nicely. So we're going to twist. Again, just keep twisting. And again, you can make it whatever size you want to. If you want to make the candy cane a bit smaller, you can. If you want to make it a bit larger, you can. And you can tie 6 pipe cleaners together to make a really, really big one. But I felt like this was a good sized one, so I didn't do any cutting. But I have the scissor just in case we do need to cut. So again, as you continue to twist it up, you want to untangle it a little bit so that all 3 colors show when you do twist. Since there are 3 colors, you do want all 3 colors to show, not just 2 or not just 1. So you want to make sure that they're all shown like evenly, as you can see all 3 colors there. And now when you get towards the top, you're going to start bending it like it's a candy cane shape. So you want to start bending it just like it is a candy cane. And since pipe cleaners are very bendable, this works out pretty good. And then whatever's left, just tie towards the bottom around it so that it's a nice shape. So now, as I twisted it towards the top, I bended it. So now it is the shape of a candy cane. So this is a really cute little quick ornament that you can make with some pipe cleaners at home. And since it's a perfect nice shape, you can just wrap it around one of the tree's little leaves and it'll stay right in place and it'll look really nice and it'll look like a real candy cane. So if you don't have real candy canes to put on the tree, or if you ate all the candy canes, you can make this and it still looks like an authentic candy cane. So this is the first one that I'm going to show you guys. So I'm actually going to add it onto my tree right now, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys how to make the second one. Okay, so the next one I'm going to make is a little bit more longer to make, just because there's a couple more steps and you have to let it dry overnight. But I'm going to show you guys the things that I'm going to use first before I actually start getting into it. So what you're going to need is a little foam ball. We have these little foam balls here that I'm going to use. If you don't have these, you can also use clay as well, because clay does kind of harden, so they'll pretty much have the same effect. It'll just be a little bit heavier. So you might want to double up on the next steps I'm going to show you. So I have this little foam ball. You can use paper as well. Paper works just as well. So I have those. We have toothpicks that we're going to need. I have any colored paint that I want, so I chose this kind of magenta color, so it's kind of pink, but you could use any color. I have some glitter, I have scissors, and I have some yarn here. And because we are going to be painting, I have a piece of stock card paper right underneath the paint so that the table doesn't get messed up. And I have gloves as well, but gloves are optional. So I'm going to start off by taking my little foam ball here, and we are going to decorate it first. So this is the part that requires it to dry overnight. So keep that in mind when actually making this. Depending on what you use for this, it may dry quicker. So if you're using clay, that might dry quicker. Paper might take, again, some time to dry. So keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to take my little foam ball and I'm going to take my paintbrush, this little paint sponge that I have, and I'm going to start painting my foam ball. So I'm just going to do like a light layer of paint on the bottom here, and then I'm just going to start painting it around. So if you want underneath it to give it more of like a nicer kind of texture, if you have at home, you could use white paint or like a Mod Podge, which is something that just goes over the first layer and gives it like an even coat, and the texture, it won't be like bumpy or anything. But I don't have that here, so I'm just going to paint it all the way around. So I'm going to paint this all the way around with this color, and then I'm going to show you guys the next step. Okay guys, so it is the next day. I did wait till the next day to finish this just because it was taking a bit longer than I wanted to yesterday, but I did finish painting my little ball here. So whatever you use, just make sure you finish painting it. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to add some glitter to it. So again, this is going to be a process that happens overnight because it is going to take some time to dry. But for this, we do not need glue because the paint is going to act as a glue. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter around it. And again, just make sure you do this on a piece of paper so that like the things around you don't get dirty. So I have this little piece of paper that's underneath me. So I added some silver glitter, as you can see, and now I'm going to add some green glitter just to be like festive with the colors. Okay, and now I'm just going to rub around the glitter, get rid of, let me add a little bit more glitter to the little back portion here. I'm just going to add a little more glitter here. Just make sure I got all the spots that I want to put glitter on. Okay. Okay. Tap it down a little bit. So now I have my glitter everywhere as well. So this little bottom portion is going to act as the ball of our ornament. So if you've seen some ornaments on trees, some of them are like ball shaped. That's what this is going to act as. So on a different little foam ball, I'm going to show you guys how to make the little tie loop so that you can actually hang it on the tree. I'm not going to do it on this one because it is still wet and I want it to dry completely. But just know that when this one dries completely, you can do what I'm about to show you on it when it's already dry. So let me show you guys that now. Okay guys, so to make the actual loop on the ornament, you're going to need a toothpick, some ribbon or yarn. I just have some yarn here, and a rubber band. So I just have a rubber band that matches the color of the yarn that I'm going to use. So what you first want to do is you want to take your toothpick and you're going to poke a hole through the foam ball or your clay ball or paper ball towards the center. So you want it to be centered. So I'm going to just place it through here and try place it as deep as I can get it without it sticking to the other side. So you don't want it to stick to the other side. So if you see it start sticking to the other side, you can take your scissor and just cut that bottom portion off of the toothpick. Okay. So then you just have this little thing poking towards the top right here. So now I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to tie my yarn around the toothpick that we had just cut. So tie it in a way you feel comfortable tying it. I'm going to show you guys the way that I'm going to tie it. So I'm going to kind of loop the yarn in my hand, and I'm going to take the two bottom ends and wrap the two bottom ends around the toothpick. And then when I do that, I'm going to pull the big loop through that loop that I just made. So just wrap it around. So I'm gonna wrap it around twice, and then I'm gonna pull it through that loop that was already made. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like afterwards. Okay guys, so I finished tying the little loop around my ornament here. As you can see, you can move your hand. So now the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a rubber band that is the same color as the yarn that I used, and just tie it around the yarn just for some extra like tightness to it, just so like it stays. So I'm going to tie it around the toothpick and around the yarn. And make sure you have another hand holding the toothpick and the yarn while you do this, just so that nothing falls apart. Okay, so now I'm gonna just keep tying till I feel like it looks comfortable enough that it's not gonna go anywhere, that it's not gonna break off, that it's not gonna detach from anything. So I'm just gonna keep doing this till there's no rubber band left to tie. So I'll show you guys at the end. Okay guys, so as you can see, I kept tying until there was no rubber band left to tie. So now it's super secure. You can bounce it around a little bit. I'm gonna cut off this little yarn loop so that there's nothing hanging out of the ornament, so that it looks like an actual ornament. So I'm just gonna cut this little piece off. And now you have a really nice decorated ornament that you can hang on your own tree. So I'm gonna wait for the one that I actually painted and put glitter on to dry to actually tie it up in a loop like this. But this should be done the day after everything is dried. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little activity. I hope you guys had fun making your ornaments, putting your little personal touches on your trees at home or on your decorations at home. And I want to wish all of you watching, all of the parents, participants of the MASS program here at New Settlement, a very, very happy holiday season, a happy new year. Stay safe, guys. I hope you have a great time with your family. I hope this season brings you joy, happiness, and just to be grateful for your family and everything else far in between. I will see you guys soon, and hopefully we will all get to be together again here at the center, and just have things like they were before. So happy holidays, guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.